Good afternoon. Is this the first day after Pesach, or when did you come back to school?
Thursday.
Last Thursday? That show, it's a serious yeshiva, Baruch Hashem. Most of the yeshivot start today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday. Over here, Baruch Hashem, when you love the Torah, you cannot wait. Rav Ben Zion Abba Shaul, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, was the biggest Sephardic Rav in the world. He passed away about 11, 12 years ago. And he wrote once a letter that if it was up to him, he would cancel the Ben Azmanim. There will never be a day off from the Torah. Which means the yeshiva would learn all day, all the time, of course, except Shabbat and Yom Tov, but every day, no matter what, even Chol HaMoed, everything, full yeshiva. Why? In his mind, he couldn't live a minute without Torah. He didn't understand how it's possible to take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off. He didn't understand. And some other important rabbis, Rabbi Ades and some others, signed on it to cancel Ben Azmanim. But the generation is too low for it. And it stayed as a ladder. It never came into reality. But from here we learn there was only 20 years ago. No big deal. We're not talking 500 years ago. That if it was possible, you should never take any day off from the Torah. One time he was walking on the street and he saw an avrech that learns in a yeshiva, in a kollel, is reading an ad on the wall. They put a flyer, and he's reading something, information, I don't know, a message, whatever. So he ran, he grabbed him by his hand. He wasn't a healthy man, he was already an old man, he wasn't so healthy. He grabbed him with his hand and started to run with him towards the yeshiva. Now that guy didn't know where they're running to. He got very nervous. Imagine you stand on the street in Yerushalayim, you read something on the wall, and the biggest Rav, perhaps in the whole world, grab your hand, run, roots, run with me. What happened, Rabbi? What happened? Run, quick. Wow, he gets very nervous, no? 5 minutes like this, he runs after him. Oh, you see that they arrived to the yeshiva. What happened in the yeshiva? He's so nervous. Sit, quick. He got the Gemara, he opened the Gemara. Learn, he said. That's all, Rabbi? That was the rush? So he told him, to be a Jew that shomer Torah and mitzvot, he lives according to the Torah, is not that you are here and the Torah is there. You and the Torah is one unit. There's no two different realities. You either live it, or you out of it and you have nothing from it. You cannot, it's not history. Today you learn history, 2 weeks from now you forget it, you pass the test, you got your degree, finished. Nobody ever care about it. All the doctors today in the world, do you think they read something, they remember something from the history they learned in high school? Not a word. Do you think the people who designed the test and all these master degrees and bachelor degrees, do you think they thought that the people would remember what they learned in high school? Of course not. No, nobody cares. The people who write the test don't even remember what they learned in high school. Because it's not important. But medicine, he must remember. Right? You cannot be a doctor if you don't remember. Don't remember, you finish. Our job, our profession is the Torah. If you forget the Torah, mitchayev benafsho. You know that? If a person learns Torah and doesn't repeat it, and he forget it, he risks, chaz v'shalom, hypothetically speaking, he risks his life. He gets Hashem very upset. You have the nerve to forget my Torah? Such a precious gift I gave you. It's like, what is it like? Imagine one day, Bezrat Hashem, you grow up, you get married, you have your own children. One time you call up your son and you give him something very, very precious. I don't know, like your grandfather left you a Tehillim from 100 years ago. It's very important, it's hard to get. He wrote you, who knows, the biggest tzaddik in the world wrote you a bracha there. And you come, you give it to your son. I love you so much. For 20 years I kept it until you grow up. This is your, I don't know, bar mitzvah gift, wedding gift. and you give it to him. And 5 minutes later, you see it in the mud, like that hat over there. I tell you what it is. The person that, I don't want to know who owns that hat, but he's lucky he's not my son. Let's put it that way. Yeah. You understand? Anyway, so the idea is, he told him, tell me, do you understand that every word in the Torah, it's 100% real? So of course, Rabbi. You have any questions, any doubt? He said, no. He said, so how do you have 5 minutes to waste on reading nonsense on the walls of the street, instead of learning and sitting and learning? How can it be that you have these 5 minutes to waste? What does the Torah say? Im lo briti yomam v'layla, chukot shamayim va'aretz lo samti. If not the agreements, the covenant that I made with my children, with the nation of Israel, the whole world does not exist 1 minute. The law of nature are all get their energy thanks to the Torah that the Jews are learning, which means every Jew in the world. How many Jews learn Torah in the whole world? For sure not more than 100,000. How many Jews are religious? Maximum 2 million. But not everyone is really religious. Not everyone has a nice beard and a black hat is really religious. There are many people who looks religious, but they're not really religious. They're 100% chilonim. Yeah, they put tefillin. I know many chilonim who put tefillin. Yeah, you know, they eat kosher. I know goyim eats kosher. Show you 500 goyim that writes to me that they eat kosher after they watch the debate. They eat kosher, as much makes them Jewish. What is it? What does it mean to be a kosher Jew? Just to have a yarmulke is $2 and a beard is for free. Suit, Bill Gates also have suit, so doesn't make him a Jew. What makes you a Jew, a kosher Jew, is if you every second of your life work on yourself. If you have time for nonsense, I know most of your day goes for nonsense. School, you have to go to school. What are you going to be, a bum on the streets? So it's not public school, so you sit in yeshiva. What's the plans for life? Soon you're going to be 18, you graduate. What are you planning to be? To be a shoemaker? To sell gold in 47? That's your goal in life? This is your dream? Or you finally want to become somebody, a real winner? 2 million religious people, maximum. Some of them are not real, only Hashem knows who. We don't know, we cannot tell. And from the ones who are real, how many are learning Torah? Maybe. My guess is about 100,000 in the whole world, 7 billion people. How much is 100,000 from 7 billion? Not even 1% of 1%. And thanks to them, the world exists. If they quit now, if they make a strike, they say, no, we don't want to learn Torah. There's no air conditioning in yeshivot, no more Torah, finished. We don't have a nice cigar to smoke, we don't want to learn anymore. You know, oh, the Gemara is too old, that's it, I don't want to learn. No ice cream for lunch, I don't want to go. You know, everyone with this nonsense. So they decided not to learn. What's going to happen to the world? It's over. You don't need atomic bomb, Iran, Russia, that's all nonsense. This is the main danger to the world. So he told the Talmud, you have such responsibility. The whole world is in your hand. You are one of the soldiers, one of the batteries of this world. And you have time to waste. Of course, it sounds extreme. And I know I'm talking much higher than your level. I understand that. I'm not living in a dream. But sometimes to hear the truth make you go 10 steps forward. Yeah, you're still far away. Rav Ovadia Yosef told his student many years ago. He told him, we're starting this shiur now. We're starting this Gemara. Everyone here that doesn't plan to be Gdol Hador, leave the room now. You're not for my shiur. You got the point or no? If you just want to be a Daf Yomi learner, you don't belong in my shiur, he told them. You want to be someone who learns all your life and give your life for the Torah to prepare your eternity, you belong in my shiur. Everyone who was in his shiur is one of the biggest rabbis in Israel today. Why? Because that was the right attitude. Yeshiva, it's not school. School, every Williams and Anthony has school. You know, you didn't need to be Yosef and Yitzchak or Moshe to say that you're in school, just that your parents will be happy. Here, this place is a Bet HaMikdash. It's a temple, it's a holy place. When Mashiach comes, this whole building, I don't know, this building is probably 100 years old. It's going to fly in the air. Yes, it's going to fly in the air and land right in Yerushalayim. What do you think? You believe it's going to happen or no? Imagine you're in the middle of shiur, you hear a siren, you look down from the window, you see clouds. This whole building is flying somewhere. Nobody will give you enough time to go get your laptop or your Game Boy. You fly directly to Yerushalayim. This place, you see this room? This room has Kedusha in it. You know, now in Israel, you know, there was the big fire a few months ago in Israel. You heard about it? In the Carmel Mountain. Huge fire. If you saw the fire, you can't believe, wow, how high the fire can go. And it burned about 40 people in a bus. A wave of fire, they have nowhere to run. They got burned alive. And the fire burned a very large portion of the mountains over there. And there are villages, people living there. And there was one building that the fire burned the entire building. Imagine a building like this, more or less it's the size of this building, many different rooms. And this was like a rooming house. Many people, young people, renting rooms there and living there. In the middle of the building, somewhere, one of the rooms, there were 3 guys like you, learning in yeshiva and sharing a room. And there was a shelf full of Gemara, Shulchan Aruch, Sfarim. And every day when they come from yeshiva, they go over the Chomer, whatever they learn today. So they learn Torah in that room. The entire building burned, and that room is brand new. Not even smoke on the walls, nothing. It's like there's no fire over there. They brought the guy from the television with the camera, Chiloni, no yarmulke, no nothing. 2 girls, not religious, living in one of the rooms in the building. They go inside the room. The guy is filming the place, not religious, the guy. And they broadcast that live on television in Israel around 9 o'clock in the evening, prime time. More than 1 million people are watching it now. And the guy said, I have to admit that something like this cannot happen unless if it's a miracle. And they asked the 2 girls, what do you think happened in this room? That the whole building is completely finished. Nothing left. Not an inch. It's all burned completely. No walls. Over there in Israel, it's not like here, sheetrock. You give a punch to the wall and your hand gets stuck there for a week. In Israel, it's real major bricks over there. Nothing left from that building. Nothing. That room, brand new. Fire burned everything around the room. The fire did not enter that room. So they asked the 2 girls, what do you think happened in this room? They say, the only thing we can think of is that this guy coming here every night and they sit and learn Torah here. You understand the power of the Torah? Maybe 10 years ago there was a big fire next to Yerushalayim. There's a Moshav Shoresh over there. You have a video of it from a helicopter. Yeah? The fire burned the entire area. He got to a yeshiva, a shul over there. He went around. He didn't enter. Everything around is burned. The building of the yeshiva is standing. In China, the Chinese used to put their missiles, anti-plane missiles, around the yeshiva. They came out of the yeshiva, all the Chinese soldiers, they put missiles next. They asked them, why from all this area you came here to put your missile? Imagine now you learn Torah and all the goyim, the American, put their missiles here in the middle of the war. Why here? Over here it's holy. The Chinese know. You know, one time I have a friend, his name is Meir. He opens up vegetable markets in Manhattan. Very clever guy. He take a place. He renovate it a little bit. He has connection with vegetables. He make it nice, pretty. He makes the business work for about a year, and then he sell it for 20 times more. Why? Because it's already a running business. And then he go open another place, like this, sell it. He opened up a vegetable market in 77th Avenue and 77th Street and 2nd Avenue. After a year and a half, the business is booming. He decided to sell it. Who buys vegetable? Either Korean or Chinese. They are in this business. So Chinese guy bought the business. After about 2 weeks, I called him up one day. He said, oh, you just reminded me. I sold the business and I didn't take the mezuzot. So why don't you pass by and take the mezuzot? He say, pass by and take the mezuzot. So I say, okay, you know what? On my way, I'm going to take the mezuzot. It's a shame it stayed there for the Chinese guy. I came in, I come with my black hat. Right away, you know, this religious Jew came. So I said to him, hello, hi, I came to take this. So the guy said, why? I say, Meir, you know, he told me to come pick it up. It belongs to the shul. Now I know, if he already got nervous, I already know what's in his mind. He got nervous, the Chinese, that I'm about to take the mezuzot. Bow down to Buddha every day, and now he's worried about the mezuzot. I told him I have to take it. He said, no, I pay. Took a bunch of money like this from his pocket. I pay, how much? Told him 1,000, he will give me 1,000, no argument. Like this, how much? I pay. I said, no, it's not about money. I got to take it. You know, he was here, now it's finished. I got to take it. No, please, I'm also religious. He said to me, please. I said, I'm sorry, I got to take it. By the time I took the first and the second, he ran quickly to the basement. The rest of the mezuzot that were there, he took out and hid them somewhere. You understand? You got a point here or no?
Religious crook.
Yeah, religious crook. Well, by then they don't understand what religion is. But by us, we have to understand. By the way, you should know that Judaism is not a religion. It's a way of life. You should know that. Religion in a dictionary, it's called, in Israel, it's pulchan le'el. Worshipping a God, worshipping an idol. That's a religion. We are not worshipping anyone. We have a book of rules. This is the right way to live. Physically, spiritually, this is a book of how to live. You live in the right way, there is a reward for it. Reward every second of your life. You're healthy, you're happier, you have better children, better marriage, better parnasa, less problems, less hospitals. It's affecting your life right here. Your life is much better here. Every survey showed that religious people have much happier life than non-religious. The non-religious, almost all of them live off Prozac. You know what Prozac? Anti-depression medicine. Someone who learns Gemara and eats Prozac makes him the happiest person in the world. Goes deeper and deeper and find another one and another kushia. I know people, no matter where you're going to find them, right away they attack you with a massive attack of words of Torah. You cannot keep up with them. It's like a explosion. Why? That's all they have in life. How do you know where the Jew is standing as far as his spiritual level? How do you know? You talk to him 5 minutes, that's all. You let him talk. Whatever he talks about, then you know where he stands. If he talks about the NBA championship, you heard who won, who last minute, this guy threw the ball, and he talks about the last game, and that team, and how much it costs to buy this black guy, and that Puerto Rican guy, Chinese guy, that's all his life. You should see how he drool when he talks about it. That's his level. What's his level? Some kushi, hold a piece of rubber, and throw it into a net, and that's his life. No other purpose in his life. That's what excites him. Some people talks about the new car who came out. 3 days they check how fast the car accelerates, how the seats, what's new this time than the other model. I know a person like this. Every question you need to ask him about cars, you call him, it saves you a lot of time. No, don't touch this model. Only this. No, that year they changed the engine. You know everything about car. So one time I told you, if you only knew Gemara like you know about cars, you'd be Rav Eliashiv. How many hundreds of hours he wasted on this? This is what the Torah say. Listen good. תופסי התורה לא ידעוני. Hashem said, תופסי התורה, those who grab to my Torah. Who is תופסי התורה? Us. If today you ask, who is the תופסי התורה in this generation? Him, me, him, the Rav, everyone. This is תופסי התורה. You understand what תופסי התורה means? תופס, this is it, here, grabbing, holding. That's called תופס. Right? You run and I run after you and I grab your shirt. That's called tafasti otcha. It's called tofeset in Israel. The kids play tofeset. You run after you, we grab your shirt, that's it. You're out of the game. Tofsei Torah, those who hold to the Torah means learn Torah, live by the Torah. Hashem say, lo yedauni, they don't know me. Did you hear such a thing? If you say, the Jews that grew up in a kibbutz do not know me, then you understand why. Those who grew up in Mexico, they don't know Hashem. Okay, of course, they didn't go to yeshiva. But those who learn Torah all their life, they don't know me? So who else know you? Nobody knows you. Tofsei Torah lo yedauni. They don't know me. What do you mean? They learn Rashi, Tosfot, Maharsha, Rabbi Akiva Iger, they know Shulchan Aruch by heart, they have a black hat, beard, what else do you want? Tzitzit. They pray 3 times a day, they watch their eyes, they eat strictly kosher, they do Yom Tov. And Hashem say, they have no idea who am I. We don't know who. They don't know me. They don't know me. How can it be? So how can you know Hashem? The answer is, yes, everything they do, in Hebrew we have a word, it's called chafif. You know what chafif means? Half enough. Everything half enough. Kosher, half enough. Shabbat, half enough. Torah, half enough. You understand? Yeah, I understand. What does he understand? He doesn't understand anything. He just want to get rid of it. Yalla, let's move to the next line. I have a cousin. He's a very big Talmid Chacham. Very big, real big. And he was giving a Gemara shiur. I listened to his tapes. And one of his students, he told him something about it, what he said in a shiur. Contradicted him. So he told him, he asked my cousin, which is the Rav, how do you know Rav? So he told him, last night, I went on that line. It's one line, maybe 6 or 7 words, that's it. In the Maharsha, 9 hours standing, not to fall asleep until I got it. And you looked at that 5 seconds and you already put an X on everything I said. 9 hours. 9 hours straight, just on 6, 7 words. That's how you become a giant. You know Rav Eliashiv, you heard about him? He's 101 years old.
Right now?
Yes, right now. 101 years old. 60 years! He sits from very early in the morning until late at night in one place. He has a stand there. 60 years. Almost all day in the same place like this. 60 years. What would you say? Oof, boring. How, Rabbi, I learned 3 hours today. 3 hours. Learn another hour. No, I can't. Basketball. My friends are waiting. 60 years. 16, 17, 18 hours a day. What do you think? You become a giant like this? So I tell you a story about him. My cousin, they brought a young guy, maybe 20 years old, for my cousin to give him a bracha. So the guy who brought him said, Rabbi, this is the grandson of Rav Eliashiv. It's the son of Rav Eliashiv's grandson. 4 generations. Rav Eliashiv, his son, his grandson, and that's this boy. So my cousin told him, it's a shame. Your grandfather is the most important person in the world. You come to me for bracha? Doesn't make sense, no? Your father sells diamonds. You come to buy for me glass? You know, it doesn't make sense, no? Yeah, with all the respect. Well, why you come to me? Go to the most people would give a fortune to have 2 minutes with him. So he told him, 4 months I live by him now. I take the garbage, I do some shopping, bread, milk, whatever I buy. 4 months I live by him. He did not speak to me one word. 1 word! 4 months! Not hi, how are you? He doesn't even know my name. He said. So how can it be? He said, he's not in this world. He's so deep in the Torah. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night. Sits with a big mara. That's all he does. Once in a while people come in, he stops for a minute, he hears, he answers a question. That's it. Doesn't talk. He doesn't waste a second on his life. They came to Rav Israel Misalant. They told him, Rabbi, one of the students is dying from a bad sickness. We decided each one of us will contribute for his health. So Moshe is learning 100 prakim of Tehillim for him. Miriam is doing 3 old books of Tehillim. Yitzchak is going to do Tomchei Shabbos for 2 weeks for him. Everyone donate something. Would you agree to give something for him? So he thought, he said, okay, I'll give him 1 minute of my Torah. So the guy said, Rabbi, 1 minute only? So the rabbi told him, do you know how much I do in 1 minute? Right away, you waved, that's it, it's nothing. And that's true. Rav Moshe Feinstein once made a siyum on Mishnayos. You know anyone who does today siyum on Mishnayos? Yeah, maybe young kids, yes. But someone in his 80s, he makes siyum on his Mishnayos. After he learned the Shas more than 100 times and he knows it by heart, the whole Talmud. He makes siyum on Mishnayos? What's going on here? So they ask him, Rabbi, what's the occasion? He said, this Shas Mishnayos that I finish is very special to me. Why? I finished it while I was folding my tefillin after Shachris. That's why it's special. In a time that everyone folds his tefillin, how long does it take? 2 minutes every day to fold the tefillin, to put it in with the talit, right? 1.5 minutes. That time, he was doing it and he learns another Mishnah or 2 every day. So for him, it's a bonus. It's like finding it on the street. Every other thing, it's your seder, you sit, you learn, finished. So you achieve. But this was like an extra one because nobody does anything in this time. They look around, you know, they say hi, they talk. What's the weather? What's going to be today? How's the traffic? That moment, I was folding my tefillin. Why? People who knows how to cherish time, they become successful. People who do not have schedule in their life can never be successful in anything, not only in Torah, not in business, not in marriage, not in fatherhood, and definitely not in Torah. How did they look? Like an Israeli salad. Today he learned cucumbers, tomorrow tomatoes, next day onion, then go back to cucumber, and then his whole life is one salad. You got to be consistent. You start something, you finish it. You don't skip. Oh, it's hard? Okay, let's skip this page. Let's go to the next one. Let's go. Then it's called kraim. After 40 years of learning, you look at the puzzle, so many pieces are missing, there's no picture. Yes, you and your friend put the same amount of hours of learning. 3/4 of the picture of your friend is clear. By you, nothing. Little piece here, little piece there, nothing, no achievement. One guy who died and came back to life. After he came back to life, they asked him, tell us what happened to you. You were dead. He said, yeah, my soul came out of the body, and I went to the court of heaven. Bet din shel mala, a guy. No, what do you have to say? They asked him. He said, they showed me over there listen good, that I did not achieve anything, I did not complete anything, I do not have anything, any success, any achievement in my entire life. I was so embarrassed, thinking, I wish I can go back to my beginning point and start all over again. That I should live my life completely different. This is a goy. How much Hashem expect from a goy? 7 mitzvot he has to keep and it's over. Very easy. Don't kill. Thank you very much. You're not a murderer, Vini. We appreciate it. No? So he's not a murderer. He has 1 mitzvah. Believe in one God. No? Well, you have to be a genius for that. Every normal person that uses his head understands there's one boss in this world. No? So he has two already. To obey the rules of the police and the court. No, it's almost every American does it. I mean, there's no choice. What are you going to do? You're going to go against the police? You know where you find yourself. So that's 3. Don't bow down to idols, all kinds of avodah zarah. No, what normal person bow down to idols? No, it's not normal. If they bow down to an idol thinking they get power from this idol, something is not right in their head. Christian is a different kind of avodah zarah. So, and all kinds of relation crimes with their 7 relatives. Normal person doesn't do it on here. So one hard mitzvah the goyim has. Ever min achai, do you know anyone who take a chicken and rip him apart and eat him while he's alive? Nah, you don't have it. So what do you have? What do you have? One mitzvah they really have to keep, the goyim. You should not steal. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. And you know, not only that, stealing, you can be a very honest person and still be a thief. Yeah, you play with your friend, you pull his jacket, and a button fell off. Now he has to pay $3 to the tailor to sew it or whatever. You have to pay it. You ignore it, you pretend, you play dumb. I saw when I came here, all of you became boxers, wrestlers. Boom, boom. First of all, what's the halacha if you see a Jew raise his hand to hit another Jew and didn't touch him? Just go like this. Huh? גמרנו. Automatically in his file, Rasha. Rasha. Right away, Rasha. Didn't touch him. If he touched him, it's Kal Vachomer. All these jokes are not permitted in the Torah. Now you think, I know you're going to say, hey, we are only 16, we're 15, we're 17, we're 18. These ages you're talking to us about this, it starts now. People in your age used to be big rabbis already in Europe. Big rabbis. Every question they knew to answer. Everything. You know? You don't become a giant person in life, successful, if you start your life age 40. It's very difficult. Once a person did it, Rabbi Akiva, but he lived 120 years, still had 8 years to work on himself. How do we know when we're going to go out of here? We don't know. You're already 16, 17, you don't do anything, you don't learn, you don't have Girsa Deyankuta. It's very difficult. You come to yeshivot of Baalei Tshuva. It's true that Hashem helps them and you feel bad for them for all the years they lost. It's true. But they don't know anything. They don't know Chumash. They don't know Navi. Yeah, they learn Gemara all day, so eventually they know very well Gemara. Gemara, Rashi, Tosfot, Rishonim a little bit, then they learn Halacha. That's what the yeshivot learn. But Navi, Man Dakar Shmei, they don't know. You tell them, come to our yeshiva, ask them the list of the Nevi'im, they don't know half of them even. Things that the kids should know in yeshiva in first grade already. Some of them don't even know how to read the proper Hebrew. Why? The best years of their life, which you have right now, they skipped with nonsense, with internet, with sheshbesh, with playing soccer, sitting on the beach, wasting time. Age 20, 22, they finally open up their heads, started to think. Yes, they become Baalei Tshuva, they tzaddikim, they watch their eyes, they keep mitzvot, they get up, they go to the mikveh. Right now, they're very good. Nobody will return you these precious years. Whatever you lose now, you lost, my friend. It's very difficult. I'm telling you, what you learn when you're a young guy, it's like a soft tree. You can design it the way you want. Once you become a massive tree, you cannot move it left and right. So Hashem come and say, The Chilonim, I'm not expect anything from them. The secular Jews, what do they know? They know what they live for בכלל. You want them to know Torah. תופסי התורה לא ידעוני. What does it mean לא ידעוני? Listen good. לא עינו לעומק על כל דבר ודבר. Translation, did not pay careful attention to every detail of their life. Now let me explain to you what I mean. We know in a Torah, everything that is in a Torah, there's no permission to argue. No permission. Opinions, him and I can argue about something. About art. He thinks this is good. I say no. I say the opposite and we argue. Doesn't matter. I'm right. He's right. Doesn't matter. I can prove my point. He can prove his point. The world will not be a better place whether I'm right or he's right. But the Torah of Hashem, it's the foundation of everything in life. You change one letter, you ruin the world. It's not a joke. If you take one letter out of the Torah, what happened to the Torah? Became not kosher, became a UPS box. That's what happened. No kedusha in it. One letter is missing or touching each other, pasul. Pasul! Not only pasul, you make bracha, you get punished. You have tefillin, they told you it's pasul. And the next day you made bracha, you made a big sin. From the 10 Commandments, Aseret HaDibrot. Lo tisah et Shem Hashem. What do you mean, Rabbi? This tefillin took 1 year to prepare. 1 year. The best sofer in the world wrote it. He made one mistake. It was never holy. Finished. Why? Divine is 100%. There's no 99%. Divine is 100%. So, in life, if I ask you, what's the opposite of merciful? You're going to say, cruel. What's the opposite of love? Hate. What's the opposite of black? White. Nobody argue about these things. These is things that everybody agree. What's the opposite of Yerei Shamayim?
What is Yerei Shamayim?
Yerei Shamayim is a person who is fearful from Hashem. He fear Hashem. I said Lashon Hara. Wow, my mistake, Chilul Shabbat. Wow, maybe it wasn't kosher. They misled me. They gave me not such a kosher thing. Wow, I trusted them. What am I going to do? Person that you feel he takes it to his heart when he makes a sin. Right away, you see, he got nervous. Why? He has Yirat Shamayim. Hashem is in front of him all the time. Not only when he's in the middle of Shiur Gemara or Musar. All the time. Whether he's on the street, whether he sits in a bathroom, whether he's eating, whether he's sleeping. Even the way a person sleeps, you see if he has Yirat Shamayim or not. What do you mean? He's snoring already. He's not in this world. How he dress. I know people, they don't want to sleep without a kippah. If you slept without a kippah, it's not a sin. Not getting punished because you slept without a kippah. You're not allowed to walk without a kippah. That's halakha. The rest, sleep without a kippah, it's no problem. There's a question if you're allowed to sit without a kippah. Some say it's chilul Hashem. People walk by and see a Jew without a kippah, it's chilul Hashem. But really what Shulchan Aruch say, asur lalechet 4 amot begilui rosh. Not allowed to walk 4 amot, which is 6 feet, without a kippah. But to sleep, I know people, they have a special kippah, they cover the whole head that it won't fall in the middle of the night, because they turn around, it falls. They make a special kippah, they push it with pressure, that they won't have 1 second in their life without a kippah. So it shows some kind of Yirat Shamayim. So what's the opposite of Yirat Shamayim? Yerei Shamayim, what's the opposite?
No fear. No fear.
You may think, Yirat Shamayim, no Yirat Shamayim. Right? Fear from God, no fear from God. That's not what the Torah says. From here you're going to see the expectation of Hashem from each one of us. It's a big chidush. The Torah say like this. Moshe Rabbeinu come to Paro and he warns him that all the animals are about to die. Some of the Egyptians heard, they knew that that's what's going to happen because Moshe Rabbeinu is a messenger of Hashem. So they took all their animals and made them run and hide them inside the homes. Imagine in your living room, now you have 2 horses, 5 donkeys and a camel. in your laundry room. You know, you cannot move in the house. Why? They're not supposed to be in the house. But if they be outside, they're going to die. So you hid them inside the house. So now the camel eating your chandelier now. That's what happened. They had nice homes there. Now they put their animals inside their living room to hide them. But those who did not make the animals go and hide, how does Hashem call them in the Torah? Those who did not pay attention did not make their animal goes in, and their animals died. ואשר לא שם אל ליבו. And those who did not pay attention. So now what did we learn? That according to Hashem's language, a divine language, you have Yerei Shamayim, and the opposite of it is a person who does not pay attention to every second of his life. Why? If you pay attention, you don't make sins, my friend. Why? If you're always learning, you're always thinking, it won't get you to the wrong direction. Once you begin, you stop thinking, you right away you lose your Yirat Shamayim. That's what happened. Sam lev or lo sam lev. Pay attention or don't pay attention. You can sit in a lecture an hour and you didn't pay attention to one word. Your friend sat there, he listened to the whole lecture. He gets out of the lecture inspired and he says, that's it, from now on no more Facebook. It destroyed me, I'm not going to do it. Your friend, after the lecture, what do you mean? Even more. What do you mean? Where were you? You were not in the same lecture? His body was here, but his mind was in what he's going to do tonight, whatever. You have to understand one thing. Did you know that if a person learned Torah 70 years, and after 70 years he made one curse, did you know that he lose the holiness of 70 years in 1 second? Did you know that or not? He does not lose the reward. He does not lose the actual reward of the Torah. Whatever you learn, nobody can take it away from you. That's it. It's waiting for you for Olam Haba. But the holiness that He builds inside of you, the more you learn Torah, you feel holier and holier. You make less sins. You are closer to Hashem. Your emunah becomes better. You have more strength to do things. You get up better in the morning. Everything in your life begins to change. You're willing to spend more money for mitzvot. Once you stop learning Torah, all your level goes down. Yes?
Is there a reason Osama bin Laden and Adolf Hitler died on the same day?
Oh yeah, they died on the same day. Maybe it's his Gilgul. Could be. I think you should check it. I don't think it's the same day.
One is actually April 30th and the other one is May 1st.
Whenever we talk about dates, we have to go by Jewish calendar. The Goy calendar has no significance in Shamayim. Only the Jewish calendar. Everything the Torah speaks for the Jews and for the Goyim goes by the Jewish calendar. Everything. The calendar of the Goyim, first of all, the foundation of it is wicked. It's all nonsense because they start to count the birth of J.C. Penney. You know, so what do we care about it? Now imagine now the German will decide to make a calendar that the day that Imach Shimo Hitler was born, from there they count the calendar. Well, what do we care about this? This calendar means anything to us? That's why, first of all, if you celebrate birthdays, which is nonsense to begin with, but if you make yourself birthday, make sure it's according to the Jewish date, not according to the Goy date. And why it's not recommended to celebrate birthday? Paro. We learn from Paro. If Hashem thought that birthday is a holy party, He would make a party to Yosef, not to Paro. Where did we learn about this concept of having a birthday? From Paro. Yom Huledet leParo. But if it was something important, the Ben Ish Chai say you should celebrate your Brit Milah. So if your birthday, let's say it's a Nisan 7, so don't celebrate Nisan 7, celebrate on the 14th, which was your Brit Milah. You understand? Now you have to understand, you know, a minute after bin Laden died, it came to the news, I think it was 2 o'clock at night, one guy sent me a text, bin Laden is dead. What? Yeah. You got it? You got it. So he sent it to all his people. So we have a mutual friends, Baruch Hashem. So the question is, why did I answer him? No, let's see if you're going to guess what answer I gave him. Yeah.
Good.
Huh?
Congratulations. LOL.
No, it was a message. It was a message. Bin Laden is dead after 10 years. Huh? No. 2 o'clock at night he can sleep. No problem.
What channel?
So you're next.
No. Shh. No.
So, what did he send you?
A message, Bin Laden is dead. That's it. So I answered him back, too bad there is more than 1 billion other Bin Ladens out there. What is it like? Imagine you see a big tree. See this huge tree here? How many tens of thousands of leaves you have on it? If a person took 1 leaf from the tree, anybody cares? Millions of leaves, you took 1. That's it. The moment Bin Laden died, 5,000 Bin Ladens were born that moment. What is it like? I tell you what is it like. A person has 10 stores. Not 10, 100 stores. 99 of them lose fortune every day. Mamash, losing all his life saving. And one of them make few dollars. So the minute that he made finally a $10 on a sale, he lost that moment $5,000 in all the other stores. And he calls his wife, honey, we made $10. You just lost $5,000. You care about the 10. The point, first of all, we should know as kosher Jews, first of all, there's no point of being happy when all these terrorists are dying, because it's not really changing the situation. It's not about the number of the terrorists. You have millions of terrorists. There's enough terrorists to destroy this world 70 times. So if 1 or 2 of them are dying, they have hundreds that are waiting online to replace them. By them, it's to be a murderer. By some of these Muslims, it's a prestige. It's a dream. It's a life dream. Like by some of the Russians, prostitution is a dream, imach shimam. That's what they dream on, to be Hashem Yerachem. You know, prutza, that's what they dream. They train their girls, you want to be rich, go to America, and that's what they do. They have no respect, no dignity. Same thing over here. Since they're little kids, they educate them for the day they'll become murderers. So there are millions of them waiting online. So what's the point? We have to only think about one thing. Why Hashem sending us this terrorist? It's our fault. If we are not guilty, do you think they can make a beep? Cannot make a beep. Nothing. No, they cannot make 1 beep. They won't be able to do anything. It's all because of us. The fact that they blow out the bus and the plane and we suffer so much insecurity. They open your bags and they take away stuff. You cannot take a bottle of water. You have to take your shoes off. All this suffering that a person has to go through every day, millions of people. Why Hashem send them to us to make us suffer? Because He's not happy with us. If He was satisfied with us, He would send us all these burdens and all these problems. That wasn't the purpose of the world, to come to suffer. Suffering only come when there are sins that are open without tshuva. En yisurim belo chet. No suffering unless there is a pending sin that it needs to be waived, to be corrected. The more suffering you get, you know that Hashem loves you. Because if He did not send you suffering, that means your tshuva is not accepted. Every person who wasn't religious, was mechalel Shabbos, was eating chametz and Pesach, was making all kinds of sins. The day he becomes religious, what do you think? It's just enough to regret, to be ashamed, and never to repeat the sin, and that's it? You need vidu, you need Yom Kippur, and another Yom Kippur, and the main thing is the suffering. All the Isurei Karet, every sin that the Torah said that the soul get cut out of my world, which means the world to come, once you become religious, you become Baal Tshuva, for real, it's not enough. You got to pay for each one of them with X amount of suffering. But I'm going to tell you now a great tip for life. How much suffering you're going to get is decided on Rosh Hashanah, and there is nothing you can do to get rid of it. If in Rosh Hashanah Hashem sign in your file, Moshe X, 500 kilo of suffering. Yitzchak, 400 kilo of suffering. Avner, 200 kilo of suffering. That's it. It has to come. How to suffer? It's in your hand. Now let me explain to you what I mean. You have to be in davening in yeshiva 7 o'clock in the morning. It's freezing outside. You have to walk 10 blocks, whatever. You snore. The alarm begins 6:30. You press snooze. 6:35. 6:40. Like this. 10:40. 11:40. It keeps going like this 500 times. What happened? 4 o'clock in the afternoon, flat tire, stuck in a highway, have all the goyim cursing him because he's making traffic. He doesn't have a spare tire. He cannot open the screw. He's freezing in a highway for 2 hours. He missed his meeting. All kinds of problems. Now, he doesn't see the connection. But he gets up early in the morning. It's hard to get out from a warm bed. Everybody, it's beautiful to stay there warm, not to worry. Yeah, but that's not what you came to the world for. So he gets up, he comes to davening on time, but he doesn't show up in Baruch She'amar. That's not a good davening to show up in Baruch She'amar. By the time he put tefillin, he's ishtabach already. No, he comes in the beginning, and he does korbanot, and he does everything that is necessary. And he prays like it should be. It's hard. It's not easy every day, an hour like this, and to walk, and to come. And it's an extra hour of sleep if he's a goy or chiloni. That's been taken away from his suffering account. So 500 kilo became 499. Tomorrow 498. Next day 497. He did chesed. He saw an old woman with shopping. Can I help you? Yeah. He took it up to the 4th floor without elevator in 90 degrees humid. He comes down, he's dripping sweat. Another 2 kilo of suffering went away from his account. He learns Torah be'amal. Not chafif. Yalla, let's finish already. But he really sweat again and again. I'm not sure. Let me check in this Gemara. Let me ask the Rav. Let me go again. Let me make sure. Real serious learning. He puts a lot of sweat in it, a lot of efforts. It takes away from his suffering. Less sicknesses, less aggravation, less back pain, less migraines, less headache, less problem with parnasa. I know people have no problem with parnasa at all, and they don't know nothing to do with their life. Nothing. They don't know anything. They cannot work. They cannot be a seller in a store, helper, nothing. They cannot do anything. They cannot hold a screwdriver. There's only one thing they know, to learn Gemara. And they have no problem with parnasa, and they never worry. They're always happy, relaxed. They have money, they don't have money. They have $500, they have 7 children. That's the last $500 they have. In a week now they're going to need $2,000 for the rent. They take the 500, they spend it, they're not worried. You know, Hashem, you never left me. This is a result of putting so much effort in learning in Emunah. You don't have to worry about parnasa. Do you know how many people die because of worry about parnasa? All the heart attacks in the world come from worry about parnasa. All the prayers of the religious people, maybe not in your age, but when you grow up, is 99% parnasa. Parnasa, Hashem, only 1 million, come on. Hashem, parnasa. In Motzei Shabbat, many of the people become extremely machmir. ויתן לך אלוהים, ויתן לשמיים, ושמניה. סגולה לפרנסה. אליהו הנביא. מה? All these סגולות. Everybody wants money, no? If a person requests Hashem like he requests parnasa, we will do very good. The problem is we're only requesting what we want for ourselves, not what's good for ourselves, what we want. Like my son tell me, I need it. And I always correct him, you want it. And he doesn't get the point, unfortunately. You know, a smart kid right away get the point. Once, twice, 3 times. Every time you come to your father and say, I need it, please, I need it. And your father tell him, you don't need it, you want it. He doesn't see the difference. Who knows what's the difference between you need it and you want it? No?
When you want it, just the desire.
Good. You want it, it's a killer for you. It's a knife in the heart. You don't see it now, you'll find out in 6 months. Same thing the kids. All day, candy, Coca-Cola, this, that. They grow up, they hyper, they cannot learn. Next thing, the teacher called the father and say, Ritalin. I told you last time the story about the Ritalin, no? Did I say the story here or no?
In the house.
No, that was
In the house. They were here in the house? Huh? Yeah, with a coffee. No? Oh, I will finish with that because we have 2 minutes left. And then I give you a minute or 2 for questions. There's one kid in Israel, his name is Yankale. He goes to Talmud Torah, and the Rabbi had it with him. That's it. He cannot stand his behaving. He called up his father. His father is an avrech. He learns in a kollel. He's not a rich man. He says, sir, you have to come take your son. He cannot longer stay in yeshiva. So he said, well, what happened? He said, he doesn't learn. He disturbs the class. He makes jokes. He moves in his chair all the time. Every second I tell him, sit, he gets up. You know, don't point at people. It's malvin pnei chavero barabim. When you tell, when you tell something, don't ever look and smile to your friend. Oh, he's talking about you. Before you do that, check yourself. You see, you have to smile about yourself first. Everything you think is about your friend, check first that you see that it's about you, not about him, if you're honest. So maybe it's more by him, but still by you also. So he's moving, he's hyper, he disturbed the whole class. So his father says, so what are you throwing him out of yeshiva? What is a murder? What is going on here? He said to him, no, listen, let him be home for a few days. And then if he wants to get back into my class, he has to take this pill. It's called Ritalin. It makes him not hyper, focus more in learning. It's going to do better in school. So the father say, is it covered by the health insurance of the government? He said, no, you have to buy it private. So, where do I have 200 shekel to buy it from, He said, it's not my problem. Go and collect. There's no other way I accept him back to school. He said, but who's going to give it to him? We leave the house, my wife and I, early in the morning, and he only get up at 7. By the time we already out of the house, he only get up. How is he going to take the pill? He said, give it to me, I'll give it to him, the Rabbi said. He said, yeah, you're going to give it to him in front of the whole class, everyone will laugh. He said, what do you think, I'm a fool? Don't worry, I work out a plan that he's going to go somewhere and take it without anyone knowing. So he said, well, do I have a choice? He went, he bought him the pills, he gave it to the Rabbi, finished. Now, this father used to get almost every day call. Your son did this, your son did that, your son did...
Bad or good?
Every day, bad, everything bad. Now, at one point, he already doesn't pay attention anymore. All of a sudden, 1 week after he got the pills, Yankale, no problems. The father said, wow, 1 week I didn't get a call. Yankale, how's school? Great. No problem with the Rabbi? No. The kids, your friends, you're not disturbing anyone? Can you tell me what you learned? He even knows what they learn about. The father said, wow, if I only knew about this pill before. Another week, no phone call. Another week, no phone call. The rabbi said, the father said, it's too good to believe. Cannot be. 3 weeks, no phone call? Let me call. He called up the Rabbi. He said to him, listen, how's Yankale? He said, great, an angel. Didn't I tell you it's going to change his whole life? He said, he's not disturbing you? No. Not disturbing the class? No. He said, well, but how are you giving it to him? Nobody knows about it, I hope. He said, no, every day before class, I'm sending him to make me coffee in a coffee room, and we put it in a closet there. I tell him, make sure you take one every day, and he brings me the coffee, and nobody suspects. He said, wow, great. He hang up the phone, he come to Yankale, Yankale, mwah, what a great son. So you're making sure you take every day one? So he said to him, what do you mean taking? I'm putting it in the Rabbi's coffee every day.
That's the Rabbi so called.
So the father called up the Rebbe and said, what? You are the problem. Why do I tell you this? This is a true story who happened, and they came to Rav Zilberstein to ask who has to pay for the medicine. The father said, you misled me. You told me the problem is my son. It was you. You're the one who needed to calm down a little bit. So you have to pay for the medicine. You benefit from it. The Rebbe said, I did not tell you to buy it from me. Even if you bought it and you gave it to me, it's count like a gift. He didn't tell me I want such and such money. I'm not paying for it. Who has to pay?
Rabbi.
Huh?
The Rabbi.
So easy. Right away, you have an answer? Huh? Who has to pay? No one? Eliyahu Hanavi will pay. Huh? They wait for Christmas and they go to Santa to pay. Maybe we'll agree. No?
Half and half.
Half and half? It's not so simple. It's a very problematic issue here. Because there are sides to here and sides to there. Technically, you're right. The Rebbe has to pay. But if he doesn't want to pay, there's no way you can get the money out of him. Yeah.
I think the Rabbi has to pay because the problem was that the son was always getting in trouble or something.
Right.
And the problem was fixed, so he wasn't getting in trouble because the Rabbi was calm. So the pill did work.
So you mean the father of the boy has to pay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Let's say there was noise in a building that was disturbing one of the kids and drive him crazy, and because of that he wasn't learning, because of that. And you went and fixed the problem. I don't know, you pay $100 and you fix that, no more noise. Now you can go into the father and say, listen, thanks to me your son learns very good, now you have to pay me $100 that I fixed the noise. Yeah? Can you ask him to pay you money? Can you sue him for it? Same thing over here. It's an indirect benefit.
No, but over here the Rebbe is the one that made a mistake, and he made me lose.
Oh, that's the answer. That's why the Rebbe has to pay, because he got the father to lose money in an unnecessary manner. If I'm a doctor and I tell you buy this medicine, it was a wrong medicine. You needed a medicine that costs $5, and I send you to buy $50 medicine. Then you can sue me for my neglection cause you to lose $45. You understand? Now you can sue me and I'm going to have to pay you for the damage that I caused. Same thing over here. He can sue the Rebbe and say, well, I'm not asking you to pay for the medicine because I bought you the medicine and I want the money back. No, that wasn't the case. Because you made me pay for something that it wasn't necessary. You understand? This is it. That's the argument. But the Rebbe can say that it was a mistake. It wasn't intentional. You know, it's not intentional, it's b'shogeg. And in that case, that's why it's very, very difficult to get money out of him. Any questions before we finish? Yeah.
Yeah, when you were talking about birthdays, right? But I also heard something also before that having a birthday candle, I heard that was a gold star.
Birthday candle?
You know, like when you put, when you have a cake, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Candles on it, you know, when you blow the candle, right? So is that a gold star?
Nah. First of all, candle is never bad, because candle. Huh? Yeah, that's nonsense. To make a wish to who? To the candle? If you believe that the candle is making you able to make a wish, and thanks to that you're gonna get it, that's stupid. That's kind of avodah zarah. I don't know what he needs. He needs tshuva for his avodah zarah, or he needs a mental institution that he thinks that the candle he put in a cake will bring him his wish.
Usually happens.
No, what? Yeah.
When you were talking about like a person who, like, for a certain time he learns, then he starts like saying, I can't take anymore, I have to go play out with basketball with my friends. You said that? So isn't like a halacha that if you see someone like playing a game but you say, no, I want to learn, and you're not enjoying the world's good pleasures, isn't that some sort of sin?
You know how many forbidden pleasures there are in the world?
No, I mean the good ones, like basketball or like...
Everything in life has its time. Now, Hashem didn't tell you to learn all your life and not do anything else. There's time for basketball, there's time for other things. Time for food, time to rest, time to sleep. The problem begins when a person doesn't do what he's supposed to do. In your age, what's the main thing in your life should be? Besides helping the parents, chesed, and do all the things. You have to work on your midot. You have to design your future. In few years, you're going to have to find a kala and to get married. Right now is the time to prepare your kala. You don't understand. If you're not going to become Talmid Chacham, serious, learn Torah, work on your midot, your personality, your honesty, your integrity, your generosity, you're becoming a clean person, clean mouth, good hashkafa, grateful person, your whole life will be a mess. It's not a matter now, yeah, be tzaddik or rasha. It's going to be very difficult to have a successful home. That's what's going to be. So now it's the time for you to prepare the next 70 years of your life. It's critical now. In the next 3 years, everything will be determined. You can either be a total lost, complete loser, or a complete winner. Some kids that sit in this class can become a giant success. And chas v'shalom, some of them can be bums on the street. It's 100% in your hand. You have great rabbis, yes. You have a nice facility, yes. You have all the tools. You don't have excuses. It's all 100% in your hand. Im en ani li mili. If I won't take care of my neshama, nobody will do the job for me. Yes.
You said that each pleasure has its own specific time, right?
Yeah.
So, but before you said that, this rabbi, all he did was learn Torah.
Yes.
He couldn't even read an ad on the street.
Yeah, he didn't do it maybe when he was your age. And he was in your age, they also had other things in life.
So I'm allowed to play basketball?
Yes, you're allowed. If you need to take your anger on something, it's better be on a ball than on somebody, right? If you need to take your energy, you have extra energy, you have to direct the energy to the right thing. But I want to give you an example. When Rav Ovadia Yosef was in your age, everyone played basketball, and he didn't. Everyone became nothing, and he became Rav Ovadia Yosef. You understand? Yes, you can play basketball. You can do this, you can do that. You can sit in a restaurant every day and waste time. But in the long run, you're going to see that it made a damage to your life. Yet, nobody comes and says, oh, you're a sinner because you play basketball every day. No. You're not going to Gehenna from playing basketball. That's not what I say. And I say everything has a price. Everything in reality has a price. Also, all this computer access that your parents may give you, hope they don't. But if they do, they make a very serious damage to your life. Because it's very hard for you to learn Gemara. When the brain got used to images, 3 dimension, picture, music, all these Hollywood things, movie clips, even clean movies, even, I don't know, cartoons, even basketball games, it takes away the pleasure from the learning. It takes away the pleasure from the learning. You know, the murderer of Yitzhak Rabin, his name is Yigal Amir. He is the one who shot Rabin. Most of you were not born when it happened. But I'm sure you heard about it, no? Yeah, you heard about it or no? The Prime Minister of Israel about 20 years ago got shot. Who killed him? Supposedly at that time religious guy, Kippa Sruga he had, what we call today Mizrachnik. He went and he killed him with his kippah on his head. He killed him. Then he went to jail. In jail they put him in a total isolation. They treat him like he's a Nazi, like Eichmann, the same treatment. He's not allowed to be with other prisoners. He doesn't have television, no sport, no walking outside, nothing. They just isolated him in a place. They do everything they can to torture him. So that's the bad part. What's the good part? In those years that he's in jail, he finished the whole Talmud and the whole Shulchan Aruch. He became a big Talmid Chacham. Why? There's no more television, no more media, no more girls to disturb you, no more all this nonsense that you... Food he has? Yes. He has to worry about Parnasah? No. So what happened? All he did, because there's nothing to do, he got Gemarot and he started to learn. Gemara, in the beginning, Artzro, then later he became good in Gemara. He can learn on his own. All he does is learning Gemara all day and Shulchan Aruch, and he has a much better life than each one of us. The pleasure that he has every day is much greater than all of us together. You think you enjoy because you never tasted a massive period of time of being so deep inside the Torah. I see kids in your age in Muncie, how they deep in the Torah, you can see how they are, they're taking books, you can see right away that they're so in the Torah, they learn in the top yeshivot in America, top like Philly, good yeshivot, that it's very difficult to get accepted there. But not everyone there is in the pleasure of the Torah. I'm talking to you, it's called Yechides Gula. Here and there you find kids, you see how they daven, you see how they are in the Torah, and you're jealous. I'm telling you, I'm jealous with them. They are your age. I look at them and I say, wow, in this generation, with all the garbage out there, with all the dirt, with all the not sneers on the street, or no respect, guys, girls, and what's happening out there, and they are in such level, wow. That's the biggest tzaddikim of the world, these kids. And every one of you can get to this level. There's no reason why not. Yes?
But that guy who shot Yitzchak Rabin, he still did a Chilul Hashem.
Sure, he's a murderer. He did tshuva for it. I don't know if he did tshuva for it, because to the best of my knowledge, he never regrets that he killed him. You know, he did it from ideology reason. He thought that he's giving too much to the Arabs and he's making a big damage to the Jewish nation, and the only way to stop it is to kill him.
Was that true?
We don't have permission to kill people based on our opinion. We need Beit Din. If the Beit Din say he deserves to die, then you execute him. But today with no execution. You understand? If I see a Mechalel Shabbat, Chiloni on the street, and I warn him, not allowed to be Mechalel Shabbat, it's a big sin, it's worse than a murder. Who cares? Right away he lights a cigarette or make a phone call. Technically, I was supposed to kill him. As the Torah says, Mechalel Shabbos mot yumat. But I have no permission to kill him. I have to go to report him to Beit Din, you know, and after that they execute him. But we don't have a Beit Din today. That's why there's nothing I can do to him. If I killed him, I become a murderer, even though he deserved to die. But I didn't take him to Beit Din. Maybe the Beit Din will find that he's a Tinok Shenishba. He didn't deserve to die. There's other things, yes.
There are like 7 million Jews, right? Around 6 million?
Where? In the world, 13.2 million.
13, whatever. Like more than half non-religious.
Yeah.
All of them don't keep break Shabbos. Why? Like, whatever. What's gonna happen to them? They don't keep Shabbos.
Technically.
They just make a sin.
I'll tell you the rule. There's always an exception to the rule, but I'll tell you the rule. The rule is that Mechalel Shabbos has no share to the world to come. He dies, he has no permission to go to Olam Haba, to where Hashem sent all the righteous Jews. Yeah, it's karet, and there's no share to the world to come.
Where does he go?
You don't want to know right now. In 2 years, come back to me with these questions. When you grow up a little bit more. You grow up. Maybe Rav Neri he will give permission, then we'll tell you. But they don't have a good end. But like I said, there's some exception to the rule. If he grew up in Russia and he only found out he's Jewish age 60, it's very difficult to start in this age to become a tzaddik. So if he did a little bit, it's also better than nothing. You understand? If a person found out that he's Jewish age 60 and he stopped smoking on Shabbat, but still driving a car, he's still Mechalel Shabbat, but it showed you that he started to become better as soon as he found out the truth. Right away, he already started to make a partial tshuva. So what happened? Hashem send him back to the world in another Gilgul, reincarnation, and give him another chance. You understand? Not necessarily he's finished. He may have, we are here in a Gilgul. That means we still have a chance to have Olam Haba. If not, we would not come here. That's it. The test is over. While you're still here, then that means you can still earn it. Once we die, we don't know if we ever return back here. Any more? Last question? Finish?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah.
I have a teacher that tells him he doesn't believe in Gilgulim and is a religious guy, actually. Religious teacher and doesn't believe in Gilgulim and keeps on arguing with them.
Tell him Rav Chaim Kanievsky says someone who say that is a kofer, is an apikoris. Tell him that.
He said Saadia Gaon says you don't have to.
Oh, nachon, and all the poskim say that Rav Saadia Gaon made a mistake about it. He didn't have the knowledge about Gilgulim. Because today, Gilgulim are proven scientifically. The Gilgulim are proven scientifically by hypnosis. You understand? I'll explain to you how you prove it. Let's say, what's your name, you? Moshe. Imagine I take Moshe now. Moshe, you speak Arabic now? No. If you hear somebody speak Arabic, you understand? No. Imagine I hypnotize you now, and we film it on a video. 20 minutes, I tell you, look at the wall, relax. And after 5 minutes, I begin to talk to you, and you're like sleeping, and you're answering me. And I talk to you in Arabic, and you answer me in fluent Arabic. We speak 20 minutes in Arabic. Then I bring you back to conscious, and I show you a video, and you look at yourself and say, I don't know what I'm saying. How do I know this language? And then in the middle of the conversation, I ask you, tell me where you are in 1920, in the year 1920. And you tell me, I'm in Haleb, in Syria. I sell vegetables in the market. In 1 hour I go to Shiur Torah in a yeshiva. And you speak to me in Arabic. And you're describing to me something that happened 90 years ago. You're talking to me live now. And you speak to me in a language you do not know. And you describe the city of Haleb. And you describe your vegetable store. And you speak like it's real. And then you come back and you don't know anything of it. And I show you a video. Give me another explanation to something like this besides a Gilgul. Don't talk nonsense. Do you have any other way in the world to explain such thing without Gilgul? Where does... Of course, man.
Babies, they listen to babies that are still listening, talking in Russian.
Nah. I chose a language that for sure he didn't listen. And even if you're a baby and you hear a few words here and there, you know how to talk 20 minutes. I heard so much Russian and Bukharian in the last 10 years. I do not say 2 sentences. To talk, I cannot talk Russian 20 minutes with someone now.
Did you get a video of something like that?
I have it on my website. Watch my lecture, Life After Life. You didn't watch it?
I did.
Maybe you showed them one time. You have a screen here? Go into my website, Life After Life in English, and you see over there people who remember their previous life. That's besides the point that today you don't need hypnosis. Today you have few million people in the world that remember their previous life in details. They can describe where they used to live, what was their name. They even went to those places and they knock on the door, and the widows of that kid, little kid, 4 years old, he remembered when 5 years ago he was in a different body, and who was his wife. And they went and knocked on the door, and they talked to the wife, and she brings the family album, and this little kid knows all the people. This is my brother, this is my father. He's 4 years old from his previous life. He knows how he got killed, who killed him, everything he tells you. And he remembers all his previous life. So, you have to understand. There are certain things, you understand, that rabbis is not Hashem. Yes, rabbis, they have a lot of knowledge, they're holy, they learn Torah, they're tzaddikim, and they deserve a lot of credit. But it doesn't mean they're not capable of making mistakes. If Moshe Rabbeinu made mistakes, if Rabbi Akiva made mistake, everyone, including Rav Saadia Gaon, are capable of making mistake here and there. The amount of mistake they do in a lifetime is very, very small. 2, 3 in a whole life. What we do 5 in an hour, yeah? But it's possible. Moshe Rabbeinu made some mistakes. And the Torah speaks about it. The Gemara, Rabbi Akiva say, Bar Kochva is the Mashiach. He said to the whole nation of Israel, he is the Mashiach. And then he died. And Rabbi Akiva say, I admit I made a mistake. I made a mistake. The same thing Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai and Rabbi Akiva had an argument what to ask from the Romans. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai asked them not to, they came to destroy Bet HaMikdash. So he asked them not to kill the Chachamim in Yavne. Sanhedrin moved to the city of Yavne. And not to kill Rabban Gamliel because he's the descendants of David HaMelech. So Mashiach can still come. They are the ones who Mashiach comes from them. And there was Rabbi Tzadok that used to fast every day to cure him. So Rabbi Akiva said, what kind of request he made? He should have, they owed him, so he should have told them not to touch Bet HaMikdash. So what was Rabbi Yochanan saying? They came all the way from Rome. 3 years they around Yerushalayim with a massive army. It cost them millions of dollars every month to feed this whole army. 3 years. 3 years the army is waiting to attack. After 3 years, now I'm going to tell them, since you like me, I told you good news to the Caesar over there, don't destroy Bet HaMikdash. They won't listen to me, and then I lose all my credit. In Hebrew we call, tafasta merube lo tafasta. You want to grab too much, you're left with nothing in the end. And Rabbi Akiva was wrong again. And Rabbi Akiva is the greatest Jews ever lived. If you think that a person is not capable of making mistake, then you're describing Hashem. Rambam say, Ilu yeda'ativ aitiv. If I knew everything Hashem knows, then I would be Hashem. You understand? So you have to understand. Many of the Chachamim, if Bezrat Hashem, when you grow and you become even greater Talmidei Chachamim, you see that they write, Mechila mikvot Torato, what he says it's not true. What does it mean? In a nice way, he made a mistake. Fine, we are human. We have no obligation never to make mistakes. And whoever comes and give an opinion of Rav Saadia Gaon when there is 5 million opinions that everybody agreed is Gilgulim, the Ari HaKadosh has a whole Shara Gilgulim, to ignore it like it doesn't exist, that means to cancel the Zohar, to cancel Chazal, to cancel all this. What is this? You understand? So today it's already a fact because it's been proven scientifically. Understand? There's no argument anymore. I'm saying even if it wasn't proven scientifically, the Ari HaKadosh, Chazal tells you that Moshe Rabbeinu is a Gilgul shel Hevel, and Cain is Yitro, and the Egyptian that Moshe killed is also a part of Cain. So what? You wave this all? So take the Torah, Chaz v'Shalom, cut maybe 10 chapters out of the Torah, and Chaz v'Shalom put in the garbage. You cannot do it. So tell him, not in my name, tell him in the name of Rav Chaim Kanievsky that someone says that the Zohar is not from 2,000 years ago with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, or that there's no Gilgulim and things like this, is Kofer B'Torah. It's a very, very solid foundation of Judaism. Without Gilgulim, without reincarnation, you cannot understand anything in life. You don't see justice, you don't understand why righteous people suffer. There's no way to explain anything. But with Gilgulim, you understand everything. That's the only way to understand. Any more questions? We're done. Bezrat Hashem, thank you again. I enjoy coming to you once in a while to visit. I see that all of you, Baruch Hashem, are great Bachurim, so the Rabbanim are doing a good job, but it's not enough. You got to give a serious push. And you have to know, in your age, it's not early to work on your midot. You got to work. If you're angry, you got to work on it. If you're lazy, you have to work on it. If you're not watching your eyes, you have to work on it. If your mouth is dirty, you have to work on it. Your gratefulness is not so good, you have to work on it. You have to work on it. Ben Adam lechavero, the way you treat your guy, you beat up your friend, you curse him, you know, all kinds of goyish names, that shows that you're not in the right level. Cannot be in few hours of the day you learn Torah, in few hours you become some Puerto Rican from Zimbabwe. It cannot be in the same body. What, you have 2 people in you? All of a sudden you're Rav Ovadia, 2 minutes later you're Ahmed? Cannot be. And also very important to respect your parents. Your parents don't owe you anything. According to the Torah, when you became 6 years old, they could have thrown you to the street to die. And they are not guilty in Shamayim. They're clean. They have no, after you're 6 years old, they can send you, find yourself in a garbage, something to eat and eat. That means everything they do for you, it's chesed. Everything you get for free. You don't deserve anything. Don't think my parents owe me. No. 6 years old, they can send you to collect the donation. Excuse me, I'm hungry. Give me something to eat. That's the halacha. So everything your parents do for you, you have a, computer, you got to kiss their hand. You have a tomato on your table, you have to kiss their hand. You have a piece of rye bread, you have to kiss. Why don't I have pizza? Why don't I go to sushi? Why are you not giving me enough money? What do they owe you, bichlal? You have a cell phone, you have this, you have that. They owe you nothing. They owe you nothing. My son came to me the other day saying, you know what, I'm going to try to manage on my own from now on. I don't want any more money. I'm going to walk after yeshiva an hour or 2. I make myself a few dollars. When it's snowing, I'm going to shovel. Summer, I'm going to cut some grass. Try to manage on his own. He's your age. Why not? When I was your age, I was embarrassed to ask my father money for transportation. I need to go to school with a bus. But I was embarrassed. I know my father would give me the money. I understand I have no way to get to school without getting the money. But every day when I needed the money for him before he left to work, it was the hardest thing for me. Here I come again for money. He used to be time I used to walk a day or two until the embarrassment will pass, that I'm going to come and ask again. If you live with the feeling that somebody owe you anything, then you never achieve any righteousness in your life. Nobody owes you anything, not your rabbi, not your father, nobody. Everything you got as chesed. You understand what chesed is? Gift. Gift. That's why you cannot be chutzpan to your parents. What is this? A person did a favor to you, you owe him gratitude for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. What? Gave you $5 to buy a sandwich. That's it. You already owe him gratitude for the rest of your life. Parents, every second they give you and I know some of your parents work very hard to give you what they give. Maybe it's not satisfy you because you have big eyes or you're jealous with other rich kids. But I tell you something. The richer you are, the more messed up your life will be later on. And that's what's happening in this generation. Kids who walk with hundreds of dollars in their pocket, none of them become Talmid Chacham. None of them. Maybe they become business people. Kids who grow with hard financial, they have a chance. Izaharu mibnei aniyim shemehem tetzeh Torah, the Gemara say. Pay attention to the poor kids. From them the Torah will come out. Why the Gemara didn't say, pay careful attention to the millionaire kids from Beverly Hills. From them the Torah will come. The Gemara know that it's not going to happen. He's too busy with this delicious lifestyle. This vacation, that hotel, that. Even if your parents are wealthy, it's not a crime. Don't get used to this phony lifestyle. It won't get you anything. Live simple life. Whatever you really need, ask. Not what you want, what you really need. Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll meet again in the future. Thank you very much. Kol tov.